Good morning, everyone. Happy Sabbath. We take this time to give you the good news that next Sabbath, most of you will be allowed and are welcome to come to our church. But we have to consider lots of requirements or guidelines so that even though we worship in person, we can still be practicing measures to avoid getting sick. So these are the guidelines from the CDC and also from the Governor's Office of the state of Florida, together with the Florida Conference guidelines given us. And this will be divided into 4: hygienes and cleaning. Second is the social distancing. Third is the monitoring and the preparation, and then the maintaining of health operations. First, we have to remind you this so that when you come, we don't have to inform you at the door. You are already informed ahead of time. First, we need to practice washing of hands as we usually do. We hope that before you come, you do the washing of hands at home, and when you come in, if there's not much facilities for washing of hands, we have sanitizers that are available by the door, and we will supply all the needed sanitizers and the tissues and the things that we need to do, that we need to use for this prevention. And we discourage touching of faces, so that if ever our hands will be or have touched some contaminated surfaces, we don't transfer it to our face. And we require, or we suggest that everyone will be bringing a tissue. If in case someone will cough, you have to cover your mouth and your nose with a tissue and then throw it away in our trash cans. And signs will be provided by the door on the reminders of this personal hygiene. Now, with regards to the masks, we remind everyone that wearing a mask is not just for yourself. It is protecting others if in case we are unaware that we are carrier, even though we don't have yet the symptoms. We request that you bring your own masks so that it will be easier, and you know that the mask that you get is safe and sanitized. But in case we have guests who were not able to bring their own mask, we have reserved mask for you that will be given by those greeters who are wearing gloves, so that there will be no personal contacts. We will be disinfecting the surfaces that are openly touched, like the door locks or the surfaces of the pews or the restrooms, and we will schedule a cleaning or disinfecting of all the areas in our church. And we suggest that you avoid using materials or stuff that cannot be easily cleansed or disinfected. And we hope that we know how to use and apply all those disinfectants, that it may be free from the reach of children. The AV team and the media team will be the one to disinfect microphones and all the gadgets that will be used, that will be handheld by the participants. And if there will be other piano players aside from the one who first played it, it will be disinfected before the next one will play the piano. Our air conditioning system will be checked so that the ventilation is good and that everything is set for this reopening of our church. Now, we observe social distancing. And according to the CDC, we will only be allowed 25% capacity of our church. And so we have already figured it out, measured and everything. We can allow only up to 187 persons inside the sanctuary. So it means there will be signs at the door when our church is already full capacity, or even at the gate, so that they don't have to come in. That's why we request everyone to come earlier, because it will be in a first come first serve basis. Those who come first, then you will be welcome, and those who come when the church is already full, we ask that you just make use of the live stream services. And we will have all the signs of 6 feet distancing before you reach the door, when you are doing the screening, the temperature check, and even inside the church there will be signs about the distancing. And there will be no hymnals, no tithe envelopes. Everything that are at the back of the pews will be temporarily removed, and the tithe envelopes will be given by our deacons who are wearing gloves right there before the door. And there will be no collection. You just drop your envelopes on the designated boxes or by the wall of the church. And there will be no potluck that will be done during this time of emergencies. And the health ministry department will be the one to assign screeners that will check your temperature, will ask you if you've been to places and you have contact with other patients. If you can check before coming, if you have 100-degree temperature, you might as well just stay home. There will be the 4 doors in our church, at the front of the church. The extreme 2, left and right, are for the entrance of our worshipers, and the middle one is reserved for those who are going out because of some emergency. And the restrooms will be closed, those that are in the daycare. There are only 2 restrooms available. It's the restroom here in the mother's room as well as the choir room. And we can only use one building, this main sanctuary. Especially with health issues, you are encouraged not to come, just stay home and watch our live streaming. Children under 2, because they cannot wear mask, cannot come, and just stay with parents. There will be the video camera that will be taking pictures of everyone once in a while, so that in case if there's somebody who get sick, we can easily do the contact tracing. And if ever we have some problems with the compliance of our rules and regulations, Bernie and Obdilio will be the one to take care of it. With regards to our programs, there will Sabbath school will start at 10 to 10:50, but we ask you to come earlier, around 9:30, or yes, so that there will be no crowding at the door. And the divine service will be 11 to 12, or possibly 10, 12, 15, and the sundown worship at 5 to 6:30. There will be no choirs and no children's classes. And when doing the children's story, children will no longer be invited to come forward. And there will be no sharing of microphones. And even in the praise team, we limit the number of the members of the praise team so that we can observe proper social distancing. And we start when we do the mic check and quick rehearsals at 9 in the morning, so that we can avoid doing it Friday night. And we will designate areas. If in case someone gets sick, we will designate areas where they go, and we will find out and we will set the policy on transportation of the sick going to the health facility or home, and we will notify the health officials about it. And all this process will be communicated, and anyone tested positive in the past cannot come back unless they have completed the requirements for isolation and they have been cleared by health officials. And we will designate people who are in charge overall of these things, and we will communicate everything through visible signs, through videos, and through other means of informing everybody about our process. Thank you very much, and may the Lord bless you and bless us all, that we worship the Lord freely, but we can always be safe so that we will remain healthy and strong. God bless you.